All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's a little excited about a lovely Wednesday. Looks like we're having a little bit of a flat market, down 35%. I mean, 35%, 35 points. Good to see you, Lita. Good to see you all. Alan, Bill, everybody on the Cyber Group room. Welcome, Dan. Welcome to everybody here on YouTube, Facebook Live. Good to see you all. Hey, Lita, I heard they're opening up the border. Now you can come back to, you can come to on-site. I don't know if you heard about that, but looks like they opened up to New York and the Mexico border, looks like. Good to see you. Good to see you all. All right. So anyway, let's get ready and rock and roll. We got a couple of good stocks that did move pretty well. Yesterday was not that exciting as some Marcos. We had a couple of nice little movers. We'll talk a little bit about them. But a lot. I see a few stocks moving this morning. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed Traders Talk with Josh yesterday. Yesterday at 4 o'clock, we did open house too here at Cyber Trade University. Had a great audience, a lot of new members. Hopefully, you guys are really enjoying the experience of Cyber Trade University. And once again, if you're watching here on YouTube and Facebook Live, you're more than happy to join us. Got to learn before you can earn. But there's one good stock that's making a nice move right here. It's WTRH. I know that stock. I had it this morning on the watch list, and you could see right here, she moved pretty nicely. Let me just blow this up really quick. So you could see I posted it. It's on the big percent pre-market watch list. It was the second one next to PROG. But, right around that time when I found it and we posted it out there, it was like $1.02. Not a lot of money, right? That's pretty cheap. And you know what? Stock already hit a high, already 26, right? It's 21. Listen, it's crazy. Do the math. 20 cents in pre-market with a stock with a spread like this, and listen, you could have bought several thousand shares of it, but 20 cents on 1,000 shares is $200. I speak to a lot of people out there that says, you know what, I'll just be happy to make 50,000 a year. Well, guess what? Game over. Go home. You made your money for the day and go on. This is the beauty about this job. But really nice, inexpensive, cheap little stock. Was really fun. And but don't worry, there's a lot more out there. But before we do that, let's go over and talk about what happened yesterday, because we did have a couple of decent stocks that made some nice moves. And I want to just bring them up. So the really nice one that we had yesterday was the stock NRXP. This stock was just a really nice move over the course of the day. You could see here right around 9 o'clock, she really didn't start picking up steam up until about 10 a.m. And then all of a sudden, she just kept going up and up and up and up and up. So this was a really, really nice pharmaceutical stock that we traded. It was at $6.78. And you could see her at 10:30, she was already at $7. And then all of a sudden, right around 11, beautiful run. And look at that chart. She did exactly what we talked about in my phase 3 class. She kept breaking higher highs. She had the nice little Fausto flags right there, busted out, went all the way up until about 12 o'clock. And then finally, she kind of like did its break, which we all know, time when to trade, when not to trade, right? And went all the way to high about 9. And then, listen, came in the afternoon, you did pretty well. Really nice move right at the, remember, there are 2 times that are really important to trade going into the afternoon. There is the 3 o'clock time zone, which is one part of the program trading, which we got to be careful of. But it's 3:30, which is the last 30 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes, and it did exactly what it's supposed to do. Look what happened right here at 3:30. Ran from 980 all the way up to about 1060, and then the last 15 minutes, which obviously had a little shake. It just had a really nice push. So if you were late on that trade, could have jumped in at 1040. All the way, great runner up to about 11-12. Nice mover. I know some of you guys did really, really well on it. So congratulations. And you know what? Don't worry about it. There's always new ones today. Another stock that was pretty good yesterday was the PROG. Very cheap stock. I traded this stock. I was pretty much done on the day when I traded this one. Had a nice little move. Had a really nice support levels right around here, around 210. And had a nice little shot up to 270. Very inexpensive stock. Nice trend. Good volume. You could see there 20,000 share buyers, 30,000 share buyers. A lot of orders out there. You could trade several thousand shares. Actually, that stock is going back on my watch list again. I'm putting it back on my watch list because it's got some really good volatility already this morning. 13 million shares, already up about 9%. We got some resistance levels right around here. You got to use yesterday's resistance levels to kind of get that sense of where we're at, right around that 240. And you could see the low here on the long-term chart right here. We got to be careful of that. right around that 230. That's where it's having that little bit of an issue. So that also did pretty well too. And what else that we had? Oh, we had this stock right here, GWH. This thing was pretty wild, man. This stock was on the morning watch list. It just came from nowhere. This thing just took off, went from that 1380, shot all the way up to that 20. I couldn't believe it went to 28. I mean, that is literally up almost over 150%. What a nice stock. The only bad thing about this stock, it was a category, I think like a 4. It moved a little too fast. And then, the talk of the town was, my God, AT&T got hammered. What a great short yesterday. This thing was just a beautiful trend right out of the gate. You could see that people were holding their orders and just literally went from the 26 all the way down. You had up until 12 o'clock, shot all the way down to 25.40. Now, listen, this is not our typical stock that we trade here at Cybertrade University. Obviously, we like to risk less money with more reward, but I got to throw a couple of name brands out there just to say we do trade. What was the other one? I think it was Verizon, too, that followed along with it. So Verizon went from 52.20 all the way down to 51. It looks a lot better on the chart. They're like, oh, wow, what a nice trend, what a nice short. But you know what? Doesn't even come close to stocks like NRXP, stocks like PROG, and specifically GWH, okay? So that's really the fun about it. So let's go talk about what's moving this morning, because let's turn the page. That day's over. We're going to start a new chapter today. So a couple of stocks, obviously, if you logged in a little late, the stock that we've been doing pretty well on this morning was this WTRH in pre-market. Really nice move so far. Looks like she's holding at some support levels right here at 115. Very cheap. Look at that. Look, 147,000 share buyer on Archipelago. Okay. Look at all those ECNs. Look at all those orders from those high frequency trades. Guys, fellow traders, ladies, men, you have to follow the orders. I don't know what you guys are waiting for, but some people look at this and I know that we have some new students here, and I know you got some bad habits to break. I say it all the time, but at the end of the day, you have to, don't focus on the past. You got to focus on the future. All right. So we got that one. Next one, NSPR. So NSPR, nice trend. It's a little bit not as tradable as the other one, as the WTRH, but she's got some good volatility. She's got some good moves out there. I kind of like that stock right there. She just came down from 80 down to 480 down to 460. It's got some nice support levels. Got a couple of looks like it's got some resistance levels in mid-September. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Another one that came up on my watch list, and NSTG. Now, for some of you in YouTube, just to let you know, we did post up, and let me just take this off. So remember, we have a pre-market watch list and we have a morning watch list. Sometimes those stocks that we found early in the morning are not really moving, other than one or two of them, and then there's always new ones that will pop up, and there's going to be even a lot more that will show up at 9:30. Another stock that came up by watch list was this SNTG. Now, this is an interesting stock because a lot of you remember we traded this stock. We watched this stock get hammered. It went from that $40 down to 10. My God, that was some catastrophe. And that thing never came back. It went all the way down to 6, shot all the way down to these lows right here. Within 2 days, went down to 4. She's on a little bit of an uptrend. I mean, I don't know if this is a fake false breakout here, but I'm what's called a bottom fisher. I love bottom fishing. So what that means is the stocks get crushed, and then sometimes they come back and and meet somewhere in the middle. So I want to keep that on a watch list. I'm going to put that on my long shot list. See how that works out. HX, another one that's moving this morning. Okay, wow, she's really moving up. So I found this one. This one did not pop up my radar until about 9 o'clock. So this one's moving really, really nice. You could see that was a $2 stock. It's already at 5. Look at that. It's almost like, I mean, that thing, to me, that looks like a short squeeze. Something that goes up that fast, that high, that quickly, I mean, that's a little bit unorthodox how fast that thing's moving. But HX, just be very careful. Look at the spread. Look at the tier sizes. You're talking probably minimum of category 3. Minimum category 3. All right. So, and if you're students in phase 1, we all know about the phases. They got the categories. If you're a beginner, you go to 1. If you're an advanced, you're a 5. one means that you're averaging about $50 to $200 a day, and then obviously you get into a 5, you're doing between $1,000 to $2,500 a day. So you could see that, you know, to risk that much, you got to be willing to lose that much. And I know a lot of you can't afford that. That's why you have to take it slow. Another one that came on the news yesterday was KOSS. Now, I don't know what happened with this one. It had a really nice push yesterday. Came out some news. You could see it right here, right around 3 o'clock. This was also another nice stock that made a nice move. And she just literally just took off. I mean, you could see it. What a great pop. And it was a late news that just came out on the stock. I forgot what the news is, but it ran from 1560 all the way up to about 17. Beautiful runner up all the way going into the close, even into after hours. It ran as high as 21. So she's holding it pretty strong. She had some big, nice, good pre-market resistance levels right around 24. But I like this stock right here. It's not really doing anything in the pre-market right now, but the news was great. A lot of you remember this stock. This is one of the meme stocks that we traded. And this stock, if you want to know, if you think, you know, AMC was pretty crazy. If you think, GameStop was crazy, this one was one of them. And I'll never forget, we traded this stock. It was like $3, then it ran to $8, and then one day it just kept getting halted. It ran to $67, and by God, it ran all the way to $127. This stock right here, and then obviously being a great short squeeze, where it ended up, went all the way down to 17. But this is obviously trading on news. We also traded stock back in May when the meme stocks took off again. But this stock is not trading because of a meme stock. It's trading because of news yesterday. But if this thing starts picking up some steam, listen, it did go up to $40 again. But if you remember what we taught you here in class, just be very careful of this stock. It is as high as a 4, even maybe a 5 category, and that makes it very, very volatile. Now, can you trade the stock? You don't have to trade a lot of shares of it. You trade very small, but the swings are pretty what's that word I'm looking for? Wacky on that one. And then obviously, like I told you earlier, the stock that we traded yesterday, PROG, nice level 1 stock, very inexpensive. A lot of you guys can get used to this stock, getting in and out of it without being pressured. So this one's not bad. Anything I'm missing? Norman said he just made 14 cents on Big. Nice. There you go. There you go. Let's go check out that stock right there. BBIG was a pretty fun stock. We had a lot of fun with that stock just at end of August, where it ran from $2.50 all the way up to about $12. She finally came down. She was actually another big mover yesterday too. Sometimes there's just so many stocks that we trade in the middle of the market. I can't remember them all, but yeah, I know you guys are trading this one too. Had some really unbelievable after hours trading on this one. It literally ran from 640 all the way up to about 720. This is another nice stock to trade. Tier size a little small though, so let's be careful of it. Brian is pushing out. Brian in the cyber group room says plug. I saw plug this morning. Just be careful with these plug. If you remember, it's a very volatile stock. Small tier sizes, so you want to be careful with this stock right here too. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right. It's nice as a swing trade. It's been nice on a swing trade. Yes, definitely, Brian. The stock was at 24. It's at 31. We all know about the Green New Deal that's coming out. We all know about the $3.5 trillion deal. These stocks right here, like I said, and I talked about it yesterday, when you have totally two different types of presidencies coming in. They have totally two different ideologies of where they see this country going. So one of them push one way, and then all of a sudden it turns everything. It's great for the market, for us as traders, because, we saw when Trump got elected how certain things moved, which with he goes, and then when Biden got elected, we saw other things that changed. But once again, unless these things get passed, this could be just a short come running. But if they do get passed, look for a lot of these EV stocks and all them Green New Deal type of stocks also make nice big moves. All right. HTO is replacing plug article. Be careful. Yeah. I tell you, I like hydrogen, but what the hell I know? I'm just following the money, so who cares? Anyway, good luck, everyone. Let's get back to the market. We got about 15 minutes. If you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll be back here at 2:30, or just like us and friend us. And we have a couple of videos out there. You could always learn if this is something that you want to do. And We have a lot of new members that have joined us. Remember, please talk to Education Advisor. Let them do the walkthrough for you so you know you get the greatest experience, what to expect in the trading room, so you know exactly how to trade. And listen, who wants to go back to work? Let's just go out and trade and stay at our luxury at our own home, right? Why not? Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Be safe, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes.